This video today is about how to leverage LinkedIn for B2B lead generation if you're a SaaS company. LinkedIn is one of the biggest platforms in the world today, and everyone is using it for lead generation. To adopt an effective lead generation strategy, we're going to have to approach it from a slightly different perspective, and that's what the video is about today. First and foremost, lead generation on LinkedIn only works if your target audience is on LinkedIn. Target audience is maybe doctors or plumbers or carpenters, and you sell a B2B product to them. They may not be on LinkedIn, so you may have to think of a different strategy. So if that's the case, it does not make sense to use LinkedIn moving forward. So if it is the case, let's get into it. So my name is Gavin Tai. And what I do is I advise my clients on implementing a multi-layered lead generation campaign when it comes to reaching out to their ideal clients. So LinkedIn on its own is not very effective. But if you use it as a multi-layer approach with maybe cold emailing or conferences or calling your target audience, you start layering in value and being seen with your target audience in different areas, and it all of a sudden starts becoming more relevant. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk through 4 different ways that you can use LinkedIn to start developing an effective lead generation campaign. So first and foremost, LinkedIn is a great way to build authority in your space and position yourself as a subject matter expert. It's a great way to regularly post content or stay top of mind to your intended audience. And it's a really easy way to create a LinkedIn newsletter to publish regularly to get in front of those people and add value first and position yourself as someone or a business that is on the forefront of solving the problems that you solve, and they should engage with you. Personally, I use LinkedIn. I use their newsletter functionality where I release a newsletter called B2B SaaS Startup Innovation, where I release regular content to position myself as a subject matter expert in the space. But this is a more medium to long term strategy. I'm hoping in the next 2 to 3 years to really build up an audience there, build up my reputation, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not expecting that to produce results in the short term. So maybe you shouldn't either if you're going to adopt this approach. Now, using LinkedIn as a part of a multi-pronged approach is really effective. Now, I get approached by people on LinkedIn all the time, offering to do a connection request and then trying to sell me something straight away without building rapport or adding value. I very rarely ever get someone to connect with me on LinkedIn and send me an email. I'll only ever get people doing cold email or LinkedIn. So maybe think about integrating that approach. It may require slowing down and not reaching out to as many people, being a bit more considered, but it will have a far bigger impact because it shows that you've done your research. Now, another way to use LinkedIn, and I use this a lot, is to research the buying roles inside an organization. If your target clients are quite large, let's just say they have more than 100 employees, maybe they have more than 500 employees, your buying roles are not that apparent. No one follows a uniform position description, or they don't have the same job titles. So it can be a little bit tricky to figure out who might be the buying roles. So what I'll do is I'll use LinkedIn to research 3 or 4 key buying roles and then reach out to them through cold email plus a connection request and saying, hey, I don't actually know who the right person is within the business. I'm hoping you can point me in the right direction. And it's a really effective way. Connecting with them as well really allows that double-pronged approach or that multi-pronged approach that I was speaking about earlier. Now, one thing to be aware of is your target buyers or your target audience may not be on LinkedIn as much as what you do. So it's important that we don't leave our target audience waiting. If someone replies to us on the platform, we need to reply back to them really quickly, but then sometimes don't expect a response from them up to upwards of a week, or they're potentially not on it every day. Now, another key way to use LinkedIn is for research of a company. I use this quite a lot. Like Sales Navigator has news on companies, and sometimes I'll go through those news stories to see if I can find an position my lead generation emails or a cold call that will spark an interest that is a current hot topic in that business. I'll often use researching annual reports or other publications inside a business to see if I can find out what their organizational objectives are so I can align the solution that I'm selling or advise my clients to align their solution to what the problems are within their business. And it also helps me build rapport and increases our chances of people engaging with us during our lead generation activities. They're the 4 points I wanted to bring up today. So this forms part of a larger sales strategy that you must implement if you're a SaaS company. We have to differentiate ourselves, we have to be different, and that requires us to be different and using the platforms in a slightly different way to stand out from the rest of the crowd. And this is exactly what I do in helping B2B SaaS companies develop their sales strategy. So if you're a founder or if you're working in a startup and you're having trouble getting sales, you can find a calendar link down below in the description. Reach out and have a chat. I may be able to point you in a direction or help you develop your unique sales strategy. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, hit that notification button and liking this video. I'll be releasing regular content on the subject of sales strategy and lead generation strategy, and I hope to see you back again.